this is the abdominal aorta. The abdominal aorta is going to split into two, a left and a right common iliac artery. And if it says common, you know it's got to branch again. So this is the internal iliac artery. And then this is the external iliac artery. And when you get to this part, because we're in the thigh area, this is the femoral artery. And then this is a deep femoral artery right here. Now let's go down to, we're at the thigh here. The knee is right here. So where the knee is, that's the popliteal artery. Now let's visualize what's down here. This is medial, this is lateral. We're in anatomical position here. So this is the anterior tibial artery. This is the posterior tibial artery. Okay? And the tibia is medial, right? This is lateral, named for the same as the bone. This is the fibular or peroneal artery right here. So not too scary, right? All right, let's look at the arm right here. Let's still look at the artery bit right here. Okay, so this is the third branch off of the aortic arch. Okay, so that's going to go underneath the clavicle, so that's the left subclavian. Then we get to the armpit, it's going to be the left axillary artery. Then we get here, it's going to be the brachial artery. And once again, anatomical position. So your ulna is here, your radius is here. So this is the ulnar artery here. That's the radial artery here. Then you've got an arch right here. So this is your palm, so that's the palmar arch. Then you've got digital arteries that are right here. Not too bad? All right, let's look at this bit up here. And you probably want to zoom in for this bit right here. It's kind of hard for me on this bit because I'm short too, but I'll do what I can here. Okay, so this right here, this is the second branch off of the aortic arch. You probably want to zoom in for this. This is going to be the left common carotid, so it is going to branch again. And so right here, the brain is like going to be right here where my fist is. Okay, so this is the internal carotid artery. And then the external carotid artery is here. So this is going to go to the face and the scalp over here. And some other important arteries. This is the vertebral artery, the left vertebral artery. So the internal carotid and the vertebral artery, those are going to go to the base of the brain. This part right here that looks like a kind of like a fishbone deal thing right here, the line in the middle, that's the basilar artery. So this is the base of the brain right here. The circle of Willis is going to be right in this area here, or cerebral vascular circle. And the same thing is on the right-hand side right here. So this is the first branch off of here. Kind of hard to see because I'm short. But this is the brachiocephalic trunk. So we've got the right subclavian and the right common carotid. Then you've got your right vertebral artery over here. So it's the same on both sides after you do the branching point right there. All right, let's look at some of the venous bit now. Maybe zoom in because we're going to look at this bit right here in the thoracic area. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to take a look at the hepatic portal bit that we looked at already. And then we'll look at the arterial stuff. Okay, this is the spleen right here. So let's put the stomach in place. The stomach's going to be right here. Okay, so we've got the splenic artery and vein right here. So dealing with only the venous bit right now. The splenic vein comes together with the inferior mesenteric vein. And that splenic vein is going to join the superior mesenteric vein here to make what vein going to the Liver. What's the major vein going to the liver from those branches? Or from those tributaries? A hepatic portal vein. So your hepatic portal vein is going to be right here. Now, we got a little stubby right here. A little stubby artery right here. That stubby artery's got a branch to the spleen, a branch to the stomach, which is this loop bit right here, and then a branch here that's going to branch again that goes to the liver. So what's the stubby right there? A little short stubby artery. Celiac trunk. So that makes this the splenic artery. This is the left gastric artery. And then this is the common hepatic artery. Now right below the stubby right here, this is the superior mesenteric artery. And the superior mesenteric vein is right next to it. And then down here, this is, and it's almost off to the left here, this is the inferior mesenteric artery. And right next to it on here is the inferior mesenteric vein. So those are right together. Okay, some other important stuff. Let's look at a leg and thigh, venous bit, okay? All right, so we already talked about, this is the inferior vena cava. So right here, these two here, this is the two common iliac veins. This is the internal iliac veins. This is an external iliac vein. This main one right here, this is the femoral vein. Now we've got a couple of superficial ones here. So the one on the medial side, this is the great saphenous vein right here. The one on the lateral side is the small saphenous vein. And now we've got some stuff that is named the same way. Now we're going to look at the deep veins here. So some of the arteries are deep, but the veins, some is superficial, some is deep. So this is a superficial vein, the great saphenous. So is the small saphenous. Now some of the deep ones. This is the anterior tibial vein, the posterior tibial vein right here, and then that's a fibular or peroneal vein right there. So back of the knee, what would that one be? Back of the knee? Popliteal. And then the thigh? Femoral. Okay, now let's look at the arm area and the forearm. And you guys don't have to know all of these, and this is actually different than the configuration that your book has. But this is one of the configurations. Okay, so coming out over here. So here, we've got the subclavian, and then the axillary vein is right here. And then this is the brachial vein right here. And then you've got the ulnar and the radial veins right here. So this is deep. But then you've got some superficial ones. And the one on the outside is the cephalic. The one on the inside is the basilic. These are superficial. And in this configuration, this is the median vein right here. And then this is the median basilic and median cephalic. But this is different than what your book has. In your book, you've still got the cephalic vein right here. You've got the basilic vein here. And then you've got the median cubital vein. And then you've got the median antebrachial vein going across the forearm. But I don't think those last two are on your terms list. But cephalic is on there, and basilic is definitely on there. Some other important bit right here. So right here, the two brachiocephalic veins come together and they join to become the superior vena cava here. And some other important ones that you have here, you're going to have the internal and the external jugular here. This is the vertebral vein right here. So you have four major things. And I think this is one of the quiz questions. I want to know what empties into that brachiocephalic vein. And so you've got the internal and the external jugular veins. You've got the vertebral vein, which is actually this right here, because it's right next to the vertebral artery. And then you've got the subclavian as well. So those are all going to empty into that brachiocephalic. And so it's coming from the head and from the arm. So I'm going to take a look at that there. So I know it's a little bit overwhelming, but it's just takes a little bit of time. And I know I didn't mention every single one on there, but you get an idea of the major ones. And I'm sorry if I took a little bit extra time. But